Hey, it's Madison Perrott here, and you're watching The Libby Show.
How did she do it? Do it. Do it. Do it.
Libby. Oh, oh. Libby. Oh, oh. Libby.
3,
Oh, oh.
2,
Libby.
1.
It's the Libby Show.
Welcome, everybody, to a very special episode of The Libby Show. Today, we've got one of my really good friends, Madison Perrott.
Woohoo!
How are you?
I'm
Welcome,
great.
welcome, welcome.
I'm so excited to be here.
Cheers.
Cheers, girl.
We made some fun cocktails. Welcome
Yes.
to Palm Springs in Nashville. That was our vibe. We saw each other at Zara. We were like, we're going to get these crop tops, drink some cocktails.
Yes, we
get
did
some
the
feels
thing.
going.
Now we're here.
Now we're here. And we got to thank everybody that's fans of Madison, but also fans of me, for submitting questions to the show.
Yes.
I have so many, and we're going to have such a great conversation. So you may hear your question throughout the interview based on what topic that we're going to be discussing. But first, we got to tell people how we're friends.
Yes, let's let them in.
I'm going to let you tell your side first.
Okay, so I was at an event that a mutual friend of ours was hosting for one of their clients. And
She's here right now, so
yeah,
shout out
she's
to Lisa.
here. Shout out to Lisa. And in walks in this tall, blonde, loud chick and is like, "What is up, guys?" And I immediately was like, "This is my person." So
I knew it too.
my
I
immediate
felt it.
reaction was like, "She's fun. She's loud. She's with it."
Also, I think I had just like broken up with somebody.
Oh,
So I was like level.
You were level 11 of
I was
heartbreak
ready.
and anger and pain, and I was there for you.
And then you got me to block this person, which I don't do a lot of blocking. It takes a lot for me to block.
That's true.
And I
Very
mean,
true.
at least it's nodding her head behind the camera. Like,
Wait, I
she
got
knows.
you to block him.
You got me to block him.
Our first time meeting, I was like, "Give me your phone." He's done.
You analyzed the entire situation.
Yeah, I gave you a full therapy session.
And I was like, this girl knows. She's intuitive.
"Thanks."
Yeah, so
Aren't you happy you blocked him?
I'm so happy. One of the first things that I noticed about Madison is she was just this bubbly personality that could be loud when I wasn't loud. So
True.
Cheers to that.
Cheers,
to,
girl.
I mean, I gotta.
We gotta act.
We're gonna cheers throughout this because it is 80 degrees, 85, 90 degrees in Nashville.
Hot is what it is.
Yeah.
So we've got the fan going. We're feeling it.
We're
But
feeling
yes,
it.
that is how we met, and we've been friends ever since.
Yes, it's a beautiful thing, right?
Beautiful thing.
I remember one time you told me that I drive like I'm from New Jersey, and it was the best compliment.
She does. She's aggressive. Like, she's like, "No, we're going. We're moving. We're doing it." I love that.
What part of Jersey are you
I'm
from?
not.
I don't think we've
I'm
ever...
from Connecticut
Oh,
originally, but
oops.
it's like it's a thing. You know, drivers from New York or New Jersey drive
Uh-huh.
a certain way. So I'm from Connecticut originally. Have family in Manhattan and Connecticut. So I'm a New England girl.
New England.
You know.
Those of you watching that are fans of Madison, those of you that know me and that don't know Madison, now you know Madison.
Yes.
And we are not only friends, but she is an artist. I just listened to your new song that you're going to be putting out.
Thank you.
It's going to be really, really awesome.
I'm so excited.
Also a social influencer. I would assume, not like the cringy kind, the fun kind.
Thank you.
So Madison is cousins with Charli and Dixie D'Amelio,
True.
who are like one of the earlier TikTok stars
Yes.
for their dance routines.
Like the original. Well, so Charli originally got famous
Yeah.
for her dancing, and then Dixie, being her sister, got famous just as quickly following Charli's big blow up. So, yeah.
I love that. What was it like growing up with them?
Well, we're a really small family. So it's my mom and my Uncle Mark, Dixie and Charli's dad, our brother and sister.
Mm-hmm.
And so Aunt Heidi and Uncle Mark had Dixie, Charli, and my mom had me and my brother Mac.
Yeah.
So it was the four of us for every holiday, everything, all the time. So we were really close. I mean, we were always together, whether we were on the phone or, you know, at holidays. So
Yeah.
we're a pretty tight fam.
What would you say is the difference between like Charli and Dixie's personalities that you notice as their cousin that maybe people on social media or on TikTok don't see?
I mean, they are how they are. Like, Dixie's blunt. Dixie will tell you exactly how she feels when she feels it.
Yeah.
That's kind of what we relate on, is just being our like, nope, we're not into that, or we're into that. Charli is sweet, kind. She's quieter. She takes longer to process things. Dixie's like straight up with how she feels all the time. So, but they're very different, but they're similar in ways too. So, yeah.
What was it like seeing Charli pop off? Because I think
crazy.
To be honest, and this is going to age me a little bit, I didn't know about Charli until Madison told me about Charli. But it was right before she went on Jimmy Fallon to do like the dance offs or whatever.
It was wild for the family. I mean, 1 minute she's just, going in her room doing this as a reprieve from her busy day, to the next minute she's got millions of people that, want her autograph. It was crazy. And we all were, we'd be FaceTiming like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. So I'm so proud of them and I'm stoked. I mean, this is amazing. It's insane, but it's crazy.
They were like the faces of Morphe.
Yeah.
They have their own ring lights. We don't have it here today, but they have a better ring light.
Yes,
they have like tricolor.
Yeah, they're doing a lot. They got a lot of stuff going on.
Don't they have furniture?
Hollister, a lot, everything. Anything you could think of.
Anything that you could think of. So what has it been like for you? Like in being their cousin, like someone asked if people recognize you.
No, nobody recognizes me. It's fun for me because I get to be the older cousin that gets to, jump in and jump out. I mean, their lives are busy all the time. They've got so much awesome stuff going on. So it's fun for me to be able, obviously not to get recognized, because I'd be like, what's going on? They're so with it. They're so used to it by now, but it's fun being in the background, getting to see them do their thing and support them and watch how awesome their life is at the moment. So, but no one recognizes me.
I recognize you all the time.
Thanks, Libby.
Yes. And then when you do your music, it's going to be...
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Can you say what the single is called?
Yes. So it's called The Fixer. It's basically for anyone who has ever felt like they're constantly put in a position of having to fix everybody else, and never having the time to really focus on themselves. So I kind of dove into it during the pandemic and got to really, be my introverted way in my house and wrote The Fixer. So I'm excited for everyone to hear it. It'll be available for pre-save June 4th and then should be live June 18th. We'll see. I'm just having fun as of right now. I'm like, we'll see how it goes.
Well, I can't wait for people to hear The Fixer because it's so freaking good. We were jamming to it.
I know. It'll be fun.
So we're going to post this episode around that time so that people
remember
to pre-save. Post it on your TikTok or whatever.
TikTok. I still have to ask Charli how to do things on TikTok. I'm like, oh my God. I'm not that old, but I guess I'm old.
I mean, there's a lot going on there. Is there like one edit that you didn't, or one like pro tip that you learned from her?
I mean, the girls say just be natural. Like the more natural, the better. The more editing is when people, I guess, it gets too much. So they're like, just be you, be natural. Try not to do too many effects. I don't even know how to do effects.
No. It takes forever for me to like pin the text on the...
Well, pin the text and then you record and then you got to stop. I'm like, do I have to have it all together? I'm like, I should know this. I'm related to TikTokers, but she still helps me when I go to LA. I'm like, Charli, please do this for me. She's like, okay.
Fine, it's whatever. Someone did ask about managing emotions. So can you spill some pro tips on that? Some wisdom?
Managing emotions so a big part of, at least myself, is that I feel everybody's emotions all the time. So that can be very overwhelming in a work environment where you're dealing with different bosses and different personalities. The best advice I can give, in my opinion, is just try to stay even keel. Like, don't get too emotionally involved in other people's situations. Be honest about how you're feeling, if you're overwhelmed or if you can take on more. It's difficult, but it takes, it's trials. You just got to figure out what works best for you. But what works best for me is being honest and not taking things to heart.
I don't know if you can maybe comment on this. Maybe you can. What's an honest conversation that you remember that you didn't know would go well, but it did? Like, it didn't know if it would go well. And then you were like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I was honest about that.
In a work environment or just in general?
Let's do work. Because I feel like we're in a weird transition phase of work anyways, with going from remote to a little bit of office time maybe, but still being remote. Like, best communication skills that you would recommend? I know you're in PR.
Yeah.
So that's, you know.
I mean, I've had instances where, you know, I just graduated college a couple years ago. So it was my first diving into the workforce. And when things happen at work, as they do, feeling comfortable being able to go to a boss can be really hard. But I had a conversation with a boss one time that went swimmingly, and it made me feel more open to be able to talk about how I feel. And that's so important in a workplace. If you can't go to your boss and say, hey, this is going on, I'm feeling this way, then you're not going to be happy. But I've had, fortunately, amazing bosses who have always been like, that's fine, let's work around this. My mom got diagnosed with cancer, you know, and I was like, I've got to be home helping. I can't do this work. And I fortunately had coworkers who were like, give me that, no matter what they had in their own lives. So just being honest and being able to have other people take on more, I guess, responsibility when you need has been amazing. So sorry to just drop that.
No,
I was like,
but like,
she's fine now. She's okay.
Yeah. And I mean, thankfully, like, shout out to Mama
Shout
Perrott.
out to Mama Mimi.
Yes, Mimi.
Who doesn't love Mimi?
Who does? I haven't met her, but now I'm going to say hello to her.
Everyone who's seen my Instagram stories is like, your mom is the best. I'm like, she is. She is like 5 feet, tiny little Italian woman who's just a blast. But anyway, yeah.
To that situation a little bit, like something that you learned about your relationship with your mom that you really value from that experience of helping her, being there for her as her
just that you don't even realize how much your parent takes care of you until you're having to take care of them. And you're like, oh my God, like I would die without you. Like, how did you took care of me for my whole life? Like I dropped everything. I was like, Mom, I got you. And I just learned she's the strongest chick ever. I mean, she literally went through hell. So I'm so proud of her, and she's healthy, and she goes back for her checkup to see if she's she's cancer free, but just to make sure everything's good. So prayers for that, Paul.
Yes. And any advice that you have for friends who have friends that are going through that, how they can be a better friend and like
that was such, you know, what's so funny is I did like a little TikTok song the other day. You don't realize who's your true friend until you have a family member. This isn't the only, you know, example, but when you have a family member going through cancer like that or horrible, horrible sickness, you realize who's your friend, who reaches out every day, like doesn't even need to be answered, like get a text back, but make sure they send you a message. Who doesn't even call, you know, who sends flowers that you haven't talked to in a year. Like that was so eye-opening for me to realize, like, you can really tell who your real people are during times of sorrow like that. But it's an advice for someone who wants to, you know, help somebody, just text them. At least that's what worked for me. Like, I just wanted to know people were there if I needed them. I didn't even answer half of it, but just, hey, I'm thinking about you. We're praying for you. We're here for you. Yeah. Stuff like that.
It means a lot. It means more than people give it credit.
Yes,
you know?
Just a text. Like, you're like, what do I say? I know it's weird. Like, what do I say? I don't want to, like, bother them, but just do it. Just reach out. It's better than going through it and never having heard from you. You know what I mean?
Just say, like, hey, I love you. I'm thinking of you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't even have to say, let me know if you need anything. Because, like, that's, I mean, that's always nice. But sometimes it's like they don't even know what they need.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, my best friend, Carly, picked me up off the ground daily. Like, girl, you got this. Here for you. You're strong. I mean, and she knew I wasn't even going to call her that day, but just, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let's just get into one of the deeper questions that someone submitted.
Oh, God.
I think you know what it is.
Oh, God.
How do you deal with fake and toxic people or friends is what this person put. But I feel like that goes... Should we talk about fake people first and some tips?
Yeah. You want to go first, girl?
Oh, man.
She's been through this.
So, it's about them.
Yeah.
So their reactions to you, if you're like, I feel really weird and odd about that and I can't pinpoint it, it's just about them. Yeah. Maybe it is sometimes a little bit of like accountability of like, oh, well, how am I acting when I meet a friend or act towards a friend? But like the thing is, if it keeps happening where you feel like you're not vibing, you're not meshing, like that's okay.
Yeah.
Like, you know?
Yep.
And you should never have to feel like you're giving away energy to fake people in your life, you know?
Yes. I feel like, and especially as girls, I mean, we all went through elementary, middle, high school, like that's a shit show. I mean, you deal with toxicity in friendships all the time. I mean, girls go through that everywhere. But it's just, you get to a point with friendships that you're like, am I giving more than I'm receiving? And am I enjoying my friendship more than I'm thinking about it or worrying about it, or I can't believe they said that, or I can't believe they didn't do that. It's like, it gets to a point where you just have to part ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or you know, if you can talk things through and you can work it out and you know, you feel like you're working through this, but sometimes the work is just too much. It's not supposed to be that hard.
No, it's that, and I also think, like, to your point about thinking about it or getting more than, or them getting more than you're that sort of thing. Like, you shouldn't even be thinking about, like, my parents were always like, don't keep score with people. Like, you can't depend on someone else for your joy and your happiness. So if you go about life and you have these friends that, like, you can catch up, like, take 4 weeks to catch up with, and it feels like you were just hanging out yesterday, those to me are, like, my favorite friendships.
Yes. I mean, sometimes Libby and I don't see each other for months, and then we're like, what's up, girl?
Then we're like, be on the Libby show.
Yes, exactly. So, I mean, my advice, it's hard. It's just you're going to mess up. I'm sure you're going to say things you regret, do things you regret. Oh, I could have handled that more maturely, but emotions get involved. You'll figure it out. And if it becomes you're constantly talking about someone or this friendship,
and sometimes they're going through something that they're not talking about. And so any sort of, like, projection is never healthy on either side. No. So it's just best
I have notoriously been a projector. Like, I am aggressive, I'm blunt, and it can be way too much sometimes. So I have had to work through, like, let's not react like this. Let's deal with our emotions. So like I said, you make mistakes, but friendships are difficult. And they're not, I mean, it's supposed to be fun more than it's supposed to be causing you pain. So
for sure. Well, and I'm super thankful for all my friends here. Yes. I feel like in high school, I did not have, like, a solid, it took me till college, honestly.
Yeah,
but, like,
to figure out.
In Nashville, I encourage whoever is out there who's in a new city, or if you're, like, you're about to be in a new city, though.
Yes.
Which,
woohoo!
Yes, you still better FaceTime me, or
I got you, girl.
I'm going to come through the phone.
She'll knock on my door, hey.
To give it time. Like, friendships people always talk about, like, relationships taking time and dating and whatever. Yeah. I'm always like, friendships take.
Yeah.
I mean,
they do. And sometimes the ones that you're like, oh my God, we were best friends right away. Like, those can fizzle out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we were BFFs straight away, girl.
But I think.
But yeah, go try to make friends. Like, go do your thing.
How did you do it? You were like 6 or 7 years younger than anyone I hung out with. Like, we went to drinks and I was like, how old are you, like 27? And she's like, no, I'm like 22. It's like, she was like, but you are me when I was 22.
Oh, thank you.
So, like, some of my friends are, actually, most of my good friends are in their early 30s. I have a couple friends in their early 40s.
I love my late 20s girls and my early 30s girls. Yeah. Lisa, coming for you.
Coming for you behind the camera. I really value the friends that are like, I used to think that when I was your age, but, like, and don't take it as, like, a condescending way when people say that, because there were times where I was like, oh, they, like, think I'm this little young, like,
I know, there's nothing worse than, like, oh, when I was your age. It's like, well, you were going through this too. No need to judge.
You were a baby.
Yeah, right?
But no, like, having friends that are looking out for your future just as much as, like, analyzing your past.
Well, the friends that celebrate, I think the friends that celebrate wins with you equally to the amount of times that they want to, like, be there when you're miserable is so important. Like, I found in my friendships,
like, girl, I get it.
I know. It's like, no, I don't. No, I don't. Anyway, so that's on friends.
Gross.
You'll figure it out. We all do.
We do. So, great question.
Yeah, what else do we have?
We've got all kinds.
Yeah, people really went in.
What keeps you motivated to do your absolute best on a daily basis? Or maybe just to do your absolute best, period.
In general. Yeah. I think I am fulfilled with what I'm doing every day. So, like, if it's work or PR that I'm really into, that's what's going to fulfill me. If it's my music that I'm recently starting to get back into, like, once you find something that you are absolutely passionate about and you wake up every day so excited to do that, whether it's writing music or, doing your Libby show, like, it's what fills your soul. It's what your soul mission is here, is to, figure out what is fueling you and driving you. So I think it can be hard to get motivated when you're not as passionate about what you're doing daily, as opposed to being, like, so into what you're up to on the reg.
It's true.
Yeah.
And I feel like over time, like, what I'm doing now, like, lots of different things have played into it. Like, my friendships, for one, have played into this. I mean, look at friendships. exploring multiple interests to narrow it down.
Yeah.
So like never feel like you have to have like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 step plan.
I know. You're right.
Just don't do that. Just because it's all going to just become...
I mean, it's good to have like goals. I believe in manifestation. And if you want something that seems so out there, you write it down, you talk through it, like you get yourself there through manifesting. But at the same time, creating such a rigid outline and plan for your life can feel very claustrophobic. So I'm down with like whatever works best for you, make it happen. But you should be waking up every day stoked to be doing what you're doing.
Yeah. Have like a simple routine.
That's true. Sometimes I get so overwhelmed.
Maybe.
I try,
I'm saying that I don't do that right now.
I know. She's like sometimes 11, sometimes 7. I think, and I'm so bad with like structure. I'm a Gemini. I like love change. I'm like, gotta switch it up. And my boyfriend, who's a Libra, he's an air sign too. So he's like, dude, we're vibing, we're chilling. But I'm like, I need to have some structure in my life or else I lose it.
But that's strange because I feel like I just need balance though.
Balance.
Like if I feel...
Those scales.
I said that to someone the other day and they picked up on the fact that
you're a Libra because of that?
Because, that, or that's just me.
Yeah.
But like, if I have too much of an extreme, it's like I get all frazzled.
Yeah.
And, you know.
That's the Libra in you.
Your nails, I got to comment for a second. We got to talk about, maybe we should transition it into beauty tips.
Hello, welcome to the non-beauty master over here. I've probably got last night's eyeliner on.
You look great.
Thanks, girl.
Okay. One thing that I love about Madison that we both share in common is these are press-ons from Walgreens.
$7.99, girl. I get more compliments on my $7.99 press-on nails than I ever have on a $60 manicure. And if you
Why is it $60, honestly?
Well, because you want your, I mean, sometimes even more than that. If you want acrylics and you have to get them, you know, this long, that's not my real nail.
It's just like $60. That's like 2 tanks.
But you can change it.
I have spent it before, so I'm trying not to hate. But also like $5 from Walgreens press on. I keep glue in my little.
Yeah. Oh well, you always see. This is the trick. You got to keep your glue on you because these pop off and you look busted. So you need your glue.
I always admit to people. I did it last night. I was like, listen, I'm gonna pull a really jank move right now. I gotta glue this nail.
Yeah. Or I'll be like if I've been out at a restaurant. Oh my god, like for a really nice dinner. And I'm like drinking my drink and it pops off. And look at my nails. Like I do aggressive colors.
I was going to wear coffin nails for you, but I also have contacts. So I like literally.
I was like, what? Like pulling. Yeah, I would die.
It's like I want to have these for a long time. You know what I mean?
I know. Keep your eyeballs. So I've been like at dinner and it pops off and I'm like, that's so funny. I gotta go to the bathroom and I like shove my nail in my back pocket. But it's worth it.
Sometimes I'll wake up the next day and there'll be like a loose nail.
My boyfriend always says like he'll find like random ass nails like throughout the house or glue. He's like, throw your glue and your nails out. Like I can't deal with this. But it's good if you play guitar, you put them on for the weekend. Everyone's like, where'd you get your nails done? And you're like,
I had someone compliment me at the bar a week ago. Like, hey, why are your nails? Like, it was a guy.
Yeah. Just look up the most expensive place and in Nashville and just be like, or in that place.
And just start.
Like think you're like all bougie.
Yeah, so I got the little nude ones going on here. I gotta ask really fast. So, Madison, you were just on Family Feud with Charli and Dixie and the whole fam.
Yes.
And I know it's coming out soon. I know we can't spill any, like, deets. But Steve Harvey. He as inspiring as his...
Yes.
Okay.
Everything you think Steve Harvey is, he is. He's a blast.
Yeah. Well, look out for that, because that's really freaking cool. And your music, where can people follow you, keep up with you?
Yeah, I mean, every social media platform. And stay tuned for The Fixer. Pre-save June 4th and will be released June 18th.
Pre-save, download, dance.
Pre-save, download, TikTok, Tik. Woo, woo.
All right, everybody. This has been really, really fun. So glad to have Madison a part of the Livio show.
Love you, Livio.
Here in my humble apartment here, just to experience this greenhouse that I've got going on here. Also, be sure to pick up your Livio show mug. This is like
because it's hot. It's 90 friggin' degrees. Anyway, look at this. Look at these cute little mugs. Get your Livio show mug and
please support. Like,
get on with your life.
It's literally $10. Like this is cheap as you can get a mug online. It's
She's genuinely begging. So these are her cute little mugs. How adorable. You can get yours on her website.
You can put soup in there.
Yeah.
You can put alcohol.
Alrighty.
Are you embarrassed by me yet?
This has been fun. XOXO, the Libby Show.
Yes, XOXO, the Libby Show. See you guys later. Go subscribe everywhere, the Libby Show.
I need another drink.
Bye, everybody.
That's a wrap. You know, no wonder people have self-esteem issues with every filter on frickin' Instagram. We're just gonna change the topic to self-love. Now that you're back, it's like, you know,
now
people.
That I'm back. Welcome back, everybody. Beauty tips to self-esteem tips.
No, people are literally going to plastic surgeon's office, printing out a photo of their screenshot of themselves in filters, and going, make me look like this. I am not judging because I went to my boyfriend was like, I need a nose job. Look at my nose, how beautiful it is. He's like, that's a filter. You're not gonna look like that.
In person, right?
Thanks, Libby.